Hello friends, today we'll continue our discussion on semiconductor physics and the topic which I am discussing today is bipolar junction transistor. What is this transistor? This is the basic building block of all the electronic devices starting from the smartphone in your hand, the laptop, mobile, automated vehicles, all these things wherever you'll go on all electronic devices you'll be finding these transistors in that. This transistor is considered to be one of the greatest invention in 20th century. We'll see who invented this. Okay. Further, a transistor is a semiconductor device which can be considered as a special kind of resistor whose value changes. From the name itself, if you can see, this is trans resistor. If you combine those two, you will be getting transistor. That means its resistor is a variable which can change from one value to other. All of you might have visited such places. What is this? This is nothing but a dam. Nagarjuna Sagar Dam and many dams are there. So all of you might have visited such dams. Here what is happening? In one side the water is reserved and from that as per the requirement, this is the gate over here. If you open different number of gates, then the required amount of water will come out of that. Similarly, in transistor also we are having three terminals. One is the emitter side, the second one is base and the third one is collector. Here the carriers, they move from the emitter side to collector side and the amount of carrier flow that is controlled through this base terminal. Like here this gate controls the amount of water that should flow from the reservoir to this side. That same thing happens in case of a transistor. Here we are considering water, there we will be considering carriers. And the main use of this transistor is amplifier and switch. If this is the greatest invention in 20th century, let us see who has invented this transistor and who has brought this revolution. In 1947, William Shockley, John Bardeen and Walter Brattain, they created the first point contact transistor at Bell Lab. This is the thing what they have fabricated in their lab and these are the three scientists who have created this transistor. Here this is the point contact, that's what the name is given, point contact transistor. And these three, this is William Shockley and he is John Bardeen and this is the third scientist Walter Brattain. So these three scientists, they invented the first transistor and this is the transistor which they have invented. And they publicly disclosed their invention on 30th June 1948 in a press conference which is held at New York and there they demonstrated their discovery to the world. And because of this invention, they got the Nobel Prize in Physics in the year 1956 because this is a great invention which brought a great revolution in electronics field. There are different types of transistor but as per your syllabus we will be discussing about bipolar junction transistor. What is this bipolar junction transistor? This is a semiconductor device which consists of three doped semiconductor regions and those are separated by two PN junctions. Here this is the structure of a BJT or bipolar junction transistor. As told, it consists of three doped semiconductors. Here this blue one are two doped semiconductors. In between there, this green one is the third one. The first and third one, these two are of same type and this is of the opposite type. Like we are having two types of doped semiconductors, N type and P type. Here this emitter and collector, these two regions, they are of same doping and the middle one that is of opposite doping. Here you can see there are 3 doped semiconductor regions, and these regions, they are named as emitter, base and collector. The first one is known as emitter, the third one that is known as collector, and the middle one is base. Here the emitter and collector, they are doped with same type of material, and the base is doped with different material. Further, as I have mentioned over here, it consists of 2 p-n junctions. So here you can see, here we have one junction because these two are of opposite type. Here also you can see one more junction between base and collector, right? So the first junction, that is known as emitter base junction, because this is the junction between emitter and base. Similarly, the second one is known as collector base junction, which is a p-n junction between base and collector. And these two junctions are placed back to back, right? So that's what it is considered as two back to back connected p-n junction diodes. Why we are calling this bipolar junction transistor? The term bipolar, this shows that both electrons and holes are involved in the operation of BJT or bipolar junction transistor. Like if you consider a metal, only electrons are flowing for the conduction purpose, but here both electrons and holes, they take part for the conduction. Let us go little deep into the metal. What is this emitter? This region is highly doped and moderate in size, which injects a large amount of majority charge carriers into the base for flow of current. From the figure also I have made like that, you can see the size of emitter is less compared to that of collector, but more compared to that of base. That's what I have written it here, that it is moderate in size, because the size of the emitter lies in between the size of base and collector. Base is the thinnest one and this collector is the widest one, right? Further, if you will consider the doping, the emitter is heavily doped. That means as compared to all the three, the doping of the emitter is highest, then comes collector and then base. So it is heavily doped and moderate in size. Further, it injects a large amount of majority charge carriers. Here I have not applied any potential over here. If we will apply some potential over here, then the majority charge carriers from emitter, they will flow to the collector through this base. The second region is base. This is very thin and lightly doped. This one, from here also you can see, this is the thinnest one, and the doping is also very light. Further, as I told you, there in the dam, that gate controls the water flow. Here this base controls the flow of carriers and hence it controls the flow of current. Coming to the third one, that is collector, it is moderately doped and wider as compared to the emitter. The doping of collector is less than emitter and the width of the collector is more than emitter. If you will compare all three, this collector is the widest one. And it collects the charge carriers which are coming from the emitter through this base region. So it collects the charge carriers flowing away from emitter. As I have already told, base is the thinnest region and collector is the broadest region in a bipolar junction transistor. If we look into the doping, then the doping in emitter is highest as compared to base and collector. Further, here as we discussed, these two are of one type and the base is of different type. So depending on which one we are considering P and which one we are considering N type, we have two different types of bipolar junction transistors, that is NPN and PNP. What is this NPN? Here you can see this is the emitter, right? And the middle one is base. The third one is collector. Here the emitter is doped with group 5 material, that is this semiconductor is N-type. Base is doped with group 3 material and collector is doped with group 5 again. Further, the doping level of emitter is maximum or it is heavily doped, right? That's what this is written as N plus, and these two doping is less, so I can write this as P and N. So generally in some book you'll find this as N plus. This shows that the doping of the emitter is very high. And here the emitter is N-type, base is P-type and collector is N-type. That's what the name is NPN. Similarly, coming to the PNP type, what we'll have? The emitter is P-type over here, base is N-type material, that is doped with group 5 material, and this collector is P-type. Further, these emitters, they are heavily doped. That's what we can write this as P plus, and this is N and P. This is the classification of bipolar junction transistor based on what are the material types considered. Now coming to the schematic representation for BJT, these are the schematic representations. This is for PNP transistor and this is for NPN transistor. Here this lower one is emitter, this terminal represents base and this third one is collector. Here you can see the only difference is with this arrow. What does this arrow signifies? This arrow shows us the type of transistor. Here you can see this arrow is going from emitter towards base. But here in case of NPN, it is coming from base towards emitter. So looking into this arrow, we can tell whether it is a PNP transistor or NPN transistor. So it gives the information about the type of the transistor. Further, it also tells us about the direction of current flow. After discussing the operation of a bipolar junction transistor, you can have a better understanding on this. That we will be discussing in the next class. But here you can see in case of a PNP, the current is flowing from emitter towards base. If you will consider this side PN junction, it is flowing from emitter to base. But in case of NPN, it is flowing from base to emitter. So this arrowhead over here, it gives us the direction of the current flow through the transistor. Why there is a change in direction? What happens within the transistor? How it operates? Okay. So all these questions might be wandering inside your brain. Don't worry. In the next video, I will come with the answer. We will discuss about how a transistor operates. Okay. So thank you all. If you like the content, please press the like button and don't forget to share and subscribe the channel. Thank you all.